My name is Laura Loyola Kinia. I'm 32 years old and I have my daughter Emma, that she's my SWAN child. She's 8 years old. Emma was diagnosed at 1.5 years old with Odo syndrome, which is the variant of CAT6B change. This presents as developmental delay, feeding issues, respiratory issues. Emma is non-verbal, but she communicates pretty good with her gestures. She's very bossy. I am originally from Chile. I moved here in 2011 to study my master's in architecture in the University of Canberra. That's where I met my ex-husband. Everything went really good until we had Emma. That fairy tale quickly became a nightmare. When they pulled her out, she was not breathing properly. Her heart was not going properly, so they had to rush her straight away to the ICU. The pediatrician knew straight away that it was not a typical child, and in ACT they don't really have genetics or a specialist as they do here in Melbourne or Sydney. We waited over 6 months. We had to wait for the GP to refer us to the genetics to actually have an available time. So they took the test of Emma and likely it was that one, and that was 1.5 years after Emma was born. We had no support. The genetics were pretty blunt. Unlucky for us, it was more like, if I was you, I would give up right now. That's exactly what the genetics said to me one of the times when I asked if Emma would ever talk. What was her knowledge of all the kids that with this syndrome, do they talk? And she said like, most of the kids would start talking around 4 years old, and Emma is 4.5, so if I were you, I would just give up. As a person that English is not her native language, I learned the typical English that you have in conversation, but to be able to talk to doctors, to ask questions, specific medical questions, I had to pretty much start to learn English all over again. And they dismissed me many times, specifically nurses. It was, no, I had the worst experience from the health department at those times. Like, we were absolutely alone. I was very young. I was only 24 years old when I had her. I was healthy. My husband, he was healthy. We had never had any issues. I followed every single rule in the pregnancy. And I couldn't understand why me? Why me? Why her? That's the steps that I had to take. It was grief for leaving everything that I knew to step into this completely unknown new life. Then it was anger for all the unknowns, all the waiting, all the unanswers, all the horrible steps that we had to take to get her what she is now. To be able to find SWAN earlier in our journey would have made a completely different history of what we went through. The support and the answers, just to be able to be heard by someone that is going through the same thing, it makes a journey less lonely, and it makes you belong to something. and I think that's really important.